Ikram's just is waiting for that. There it is, that huge overright.
His shot here.
Oh, beautiful head. Oh! The arm looks like it's set. He's going to break. Oh, that's over!
Ikram Aliskerov is trying to finish this fight, and he is yanking back, and he tears the tap. Oh my goodness.
Dagestan is an MMA factory that constantly produces dominant competitors who only want to smash people, and Ikram Aliskerov is not an exception. The sambo specialist has taken the MMA stage by storm, dominating and destroying everyone he fought. And after signing with the UFC, he's on a mission to avenge his only professional loss against the one and only Khamzat Chimaev. We will look at Aliskerov's career and analyze how this hungry prospect will hunt Chimaev down to win the rematch. Becoming a combat sambo champion is not a walk in the park. Aliskerov managed to win 4 World Sambo Championships with 2 different organizations, as well as 2 European Championships, including a victory against the undefeated Bellator champion Yaroslav Amosov. If you thought Amosov was a dominant champion, just imagine how good Aliskerov is, considering that he beat the Ukrainian in a martial art that is the closest you can get to actual MMA. Sambo proved to be one of the most lethal and effective weapons in the octagon, because it's a synthesis of the most effective martial arts today: jiu-jitsu, wrestling, and judo, implementing the best techniques of each of these styles into one superior martial art that dominates the MMA stage. Considering that combat sambo focuses on takedowns, a variety of throws, sweeps, submissions, and various striking techniques, by the time Ikram Aliskerov made his transition to MMA, he was already an elite competitor with a lot of weapons at his disposal. Aliskerov made his MMA debut on April 26, 2012, against Alimjan Shadmanov. The Dagestani prospect dominated that bout to a unanimous decision victory, and then put his MMA career on hold for 3 years before returning to action on July 24, 2015 against Vladimir Stukalov. Ikram did not want to leave it to the judges' hands this time and immediately indicated he would be the aggressor by scoring a beautiful takedown in the early round. Stukalov defended well, but the sambo champion was all over him, not giving him time to breathe. After delivering a heavy punishment from the mount position, Aliskerov pulled off a beautiful armbar that forced Stukalov to tap. During the same year, the Russian fought again in the Fight Nights Dagestan organization against Dmitry Arishev and won the bout unanimously. Ikram Aliskerov was out of MMA for almost 2 years before signing a contract with Brave Combat Federation in 2017, where he could entirely focus on this sport and grow as an MMA athlete. On April 29, 2017, the Dagestani prospect was scheduled to fight Rufat Asadov. Rufat got this brilliant idea to shoot for a takedown against a 4-time combat sambo world champion and exposed his neck for a submission. The sambo specialist used that opportunity and caught Asadov into a deep guillotine, forcing him to tap early in the first round.
And he is yanking back, and he tears the tap. Oh my goodness.
Standing guillotine.
In the next bout, Aliskerov was scheduled to face the South African fighter Jeremy Smith. Ikram intelligently used his reach advantage and implemented a perfect game plan to defeat the opponent.
The black trim, that is Aliskerov, a guy that is an absolute prospect. Everybody's talking about it.
The Russian controlled the fight from the beginning, tagging Smith with jabs while keeping him at bay. After absorbing multiple clean shots, the South African looked desperate, and he could do nothing against the superior sambo specialist. The Russian landed a beautiful right hook that dropped the opponent, and the referee was forced to stop the fight and prevent Smith from absorbing unnecessary damage. With this victory, Aliskerov proved to the world that not only he possesses elite wrestling and grappling skills, but superior striking credentials and knockout power too. On March 2, 2018, Ikram fought Chad Hanekom, who proved to be a tough opponent. They fought a very close second round, but the Dagestani started gaining momentum in the second and third by using his sambo credentials and winning the grappling exchanges.
What a beautiful jab. Aliskerov. That one definitely connected. Oh, what a beautiful combination!
Aliskerov was slightly the better man that night and won a close split decision victory.
Your winner, out of the blue corner, Ikram Aliskerov.
However, in his next contest against Joey Michael Birkenbosch, the Russian fighter reminded everyone why he's a force to be reckoned with. Birkenbosch took the center of the ring, and Ikram accepted the challenge. They went toe-to-toe, exchanging punches, and eventually got into a clinch position. For some odd reason, the Dutch fighter attempted to throw and failed, allowing Aliskerov to capitalize on that. Sure enough, the Russian controlled the fight from there on, and delivered heavy ground and pound strikes, finishing the job early in the first round. After another spectacular victory against Geraldo Coelho de Lima Neto next, the Dagestani was scheduled to face the most formidable opponent of his career, the undefeated Khamzat Chimaev.
Big hammer fist, that's it.
It's all over.
Oh, he's
out. He is out. And that is it. Khamzat Chimaev.
Someone's got to go. Chimaev started the bout aggressively, challenging the sambo specialist to a brawl. Early in the first round, Khamzat dropped the undefeated Russian with a jab, but Aliskerov quickly got up to his feet. They got to a clinch position where both fighters displayed beautiful takedown defense skills, refusing to be taken down. Although Khamzat was undefeated as a wrestler, taking down a Sambo world champion turned out to be a hard pill to swallow. However, after failing to score a takedown, Chimaev switched to his striking and delivered an uppercut from hell that knocked Aliskerov out cold. As the Russian tried to throw a jab, Khamzat countered it with the uppercut that landed clean on his chin, which caused his lights to go off instantly. This loss did not prevent Ikram from achieving his goal, and he took this step back as a learning experience. There's no shame in losing by Khamzat, considering how good he proved to be in recent years. Aliskerov fought one more time in 2019, this time against Diego Gonzalez, in a fight where he was determined to deliver a good performance that would overshadow his first professional loss. He started that bout cautiously, respecting Diego's skills, but then out of nowhere, he exploded with a flying knee that hurt the opponent and forced him to retreat. The Russian knew Diego was still dangerous and did not go recklessly against him. Instead, he kept tagging him with calculative strikes without involving himself in danger. Aliskerov used his reach advantage and was winning the striking exchanges as he hurt the Swedish fighter again, this time with a beautiful 1-2 combination. Although Diego proved to be tough with a high level of endurance, his fighting IQ did not match his toughness, as he attempted a takedown on the Sambo specialist early in the second round.
Winning in the striking realm.
Aliskerov quickly reversed that and got himself into a dominant position, dominating the opponent for the whole round.
Short time now.
In the third, Ikram continued where he left off and overpowered Diego with ground and pound strikes, forcing the referee to wave the fight off.
Any singular aspect of this
And
fight.
it's over.
And that was
Decky Larkin called it.
a mercy stoppage from referee Decky Larkin. The fight was going to continue.
On September 17, 2020, Ikram was scheduled to face his compatriot, Denis Tululin. The opponent was tall and had a similar reach as the Dagestani fighter. Therefore, Aliskerov knew precisely what to do and what game plan to follow. He showed a good fighting IQ by repeatedly taking Denis down in the first 2 rounds, while avoiding a stand-up exchange that could put him in danger. Denis defended well on the ground but refused to give up. But each time he tried to stand, Ikram took him down again.
Again, big takedown from Aliskerov.
By doing so, Aliskerov was tiring the opponent. which allowed him to capitalize on Tululin's exhaustion in the third. After taking him down early in the final round, the Dagestani adjusted himself well and beautifully put his leg above Dennis's head, pulling off a beautiful Kimura submission that forced the opponent to tap.
It looks like it's set. He's going to break. There's the tap! Ikram Aliskerov.
This submission will become Ikram's signature move, considering that 3 of his 5 submission victories come by way of Kimura. Aliskerov returned to action on March 25, 2021, against the Serbian fighter Miro Djurkovic. Although the Russian started the bout slowly, out of nowhere he stormed the opponent with a fury of punches at the midpoint of round 1.
Absolutely incredible technique. You can see the redness on his opponent's body.
The Serbian went defensive, leading Ikram to get a body lock takedown. Aliskerov fully capitalized on that, as he punished Miro with heavy ground and pound strikes for the rest of the round.
Position on 3/4 mount now. It's a full back take and big strikes being thrown here by Ikram Aliskerov.
When the Serb sat on the stool, he looked like he fought a T-Rex, as someone who didn't want to be there anymore. Sure enough, Aliskerov landed a big overhand right early in the second round and took the opponent down with a beautiful body lock technique.
Now the amount of blood he shed will be just fine.
That's a beautiful underhook body lock takedown.
Although Miro tried to defend, he was already gassed and looked like a fish out of water.
Position to another one. Ikram Aliskerov never stays anywhere too long. Knows when to hold him, knows when to fold him.
The Russian capitalized on that as he went from a full mount position to side control, trapping Miro's hand for a Kimura.
Forced to readjust, and this is beautiful.
After adjusting the leg over the head, the Serb only had 2 choices: tap or snap. Luckily for him, he chose the first option, allowing the Dagestani to earn another victory via Kimura.
It's over.
That is beautiful. What a performance from Ikram Aliskerov.
The following year, Ikram Aliskerov debuted with Khabib's MMA organization Eagle FC against Nashon Burrell. The Russian intelligently mixed his striking with wrestling, dominating the American for 3 rounds.
Could still go back and chase it.
And here we go. Could be the beginning of the end. He's got the arm, and he's not let go of it. Oh my goodness.
Although he didn't manage to finish the job before the final bell, he won a one-sided unanimous decision victory nevertheless. The Dagestani prospect finally appeared on the UFC's radar as he was scheduled to face Mario Souza on September 13, 2022 on Dana White's Contender Series 54.
Mario Souza.
The Sambo specialist made quick work of the opponent as he took him down early in the first round and pulled another Kimura victory, dislocating Souza's shoulder in the process. The UFC president Dana White seemed content and granted Aliskerov a UFC contract. Welcome to the big leagues.
And one of the grossest Kimuras I've ever seen. So, yeah, welcome to the UFC.
Ikram Aliskerov, congratulations.
The Russian made his UFC debut on May 6, 2023 against Phil Haas. Instead of using his sambo credentials to take Haas down and work him on the ground, Aliskerov decided to go toe-to-toe against the American, eager to make a statement that he was here to stay. At the midpoint of round 1, Ikram landed a beautiful 1-2 combo that knocked Haas out cold. What a better way to debut with the organization. He made a statement that he's dangerous wherever the fight goes. He can take you down at will and shut your lights off if you get overconfident on your feet. Beating everyone in his professional career except for one man leads to the question: what's next for Ikram Aliskerov? It's too early to say, but if the Russian keeps winning in the UFC, a rematch between him and Khamzat seems inevitable. Although Aliskerov stated that, at this point, he's only focused on climbing up the rankings. We can assume that he's eager to avenge his only MMA loss and settle the score with Khamzat sometime in the future. It's been 4 years since these two initially met, and the Dagestani has improved a lot ever since. Even in that bout, Chimaev could not take the sambo specialist down, so they kept the fight standing. Considering that Aliskerov made crucial adjustments in his striking game, we might see a completely different outcome when these two Caucasians face each other again. And what do you guys think? Do you believe Ikram Aliskerov has the potential to become a UFC champion? How would you think a rematch between him and Khamzat Chimaev would go? Leave your thoughts in the comments. And if you'd like to watch more videos like this, please make sure to like and subscribe to our channel.